we're so glad you're still with us on Colorado and Company. Well, Leonardo is a terrible monster. Even though he tries to be scary, he just can't. And then one day he comes across a human that could be an easy target or maybe a best friend. Well, let's learn more about the Manual Cinema production Leonardo from Sarah Farnese and Ben Kaufman, co-artistic directors of Manual Cinema.
Well, Sarah, I want to start with you. Okay, let's talk puppetry, because this is a classic art form, but how is it used to tell the story of Leonardo?
Yeah, so there are multiple styles of puppetry in the show, and they all blend together to create what feels like a live movie being made right in front of the audience's eyes. So we start with paper puppetry that looks right like it jumped off the pages of Mo Willems' books.
Yes.
This is one of the Leonardos, and you can see he's made out of different layers of paper, blue for his eyes, green, just drawn on with pen, and taped to a little stick. Very simple, but there's like 500 of these that we switch out very rapidly to create the feel of cartoon or animation. And then the other form of puppetry, which is quite exciting, is that we do Muppet style or hand and rod puppetry, in which the creatures come even further to life. Oh, this is one of the bullies in the show, has to find the camera.
Oh my gosh.
Hey! And that's like a pretty rare chance to be able to see this style of filmic puppetry, but to see the puppeteers doing it right on stage in front of you.
What a neat process. I say that because as a musician myself, there's certain musical vibes that you feel just from reading something. So I can't imagine how much fun that was. Now, technology is obviously a big thing in 2023, right? Did you incorporate technology into the production? And if so, how did that work out?
Yeah, so Manual Cinema, we often employ lots of different kinds of technology in our shows. When we started, we actually were using overhead projectors, those old school devices that you used to see in the classroom. We use those for shadow puppetry and that kind of storytelling. And so this show has overhead projector puppetry in it, but at the same time on the same stage is, very modern cameras and lighting, and kind of behind the scenes, there's all kinds of technology that allows the show to really come together and for all the elements of the show to come together. So it's really a mixture of kind of high and lo-fi, so to speak.
So neat. Now I want to go back to Sarah. Let's learn about Leonardo. What is this monster really like?
Right. So Leonardo is a terrible monster. And he's not terrible in the ways that society expects him to be. So we see Leonardo at the beginning feeling a lot of pressure to be big, to be scary. And that sends him off on a quest. And he decides, if I can't scare anyone, maybe I can find the most scaredy cat kid in the world. And then that would be my chance to be an actually terrible monster who is terrifying. So Leonardo goes off on this quest and finds Sam, the most scaredy cat kid in the world, and then realizes that perhaps even though he's a terrible monster, he has attributes to be a wonderful friend. And perhaps Sam doesn't need a terrible monster, doesn't need another scare, but needs a friend to move through life with.
What a neat message as well there. Now, who do you think should go see this production? Who's it for?
We really tried to make this production for everyone, for all ages, young to old. So when you come to see it, there's a big screen above that's actually shaped like the page of the book, but you watch the movie up there as we're making it below with like hundreds of paper puppets and a live musician. And we really thought about not just the kids and making the show for them, but also the parents. We wanted like every song to be a jam. We wanted there to be little Easter eggs. We were really inspired by the movies of Jim Henson and the TV shows that I really enjoyed in the 90s that kind of had humor and moments for all ages, kids through adults.
Yeah, I just love all the elements that are incorporated into this production. It just goes to show storytelling can be so magical and be told in so many ways. Now, I want to ask the both of you this next question. What is the big takeaway from the show?
For me, there's a few takeaways. I mean, one, I hope that through watching the show and this spectacle of like human beings working together to make this like live spectacular movie, the kids in the audience are inspired to go home and like pick out pieces of paper and tell their own stories. But the show at its heart to me is really about empathy, about not thinking about who you want to be or who society expects you to be, but looking at the other people around you that you're in interactions with and thinking about who are you to them and what do they need and how can we care for each other.
Well said. And Ben, what about you?
Yeah, I think another kind of message from the show is that friendship and connection is really important, and it's worth dealing with and thinking about how those things can be scary, and trying to work through those feelings and sort of lean into things that are scary because ultimately they're really rewarding and really worth it.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for being with us this morning. It's Leonardo, a wonderful show about a terrible monster. We can't wait to watch it.
Well, you can see Leonardo, a wonderful show about a terrible monster, for one show only. That's January 18th at 6 p.m. at the Newman Center for Performing Arts. You can get tickets right now by calling the box office or going online at newmancenter.org.